Imagine you needed to speak to a friend who lived miles away in the mid-1800s. Without a way to bridge that gap, your voice would simply disappear into the air long before it reached them. Communication moved at the speed of a horse. Sharing news meant writing a letter and waiting weeks or months for a response. The invention of the telegraph offered the first major breakthrough. It allowed people to send information across wires almost instantly using electrical pulses. However, the telegraph had a strict limitation. It could only transmit the clicks and pauses of Morse code, which stripped away the tone, urgency, and personality of a human voice. While the telegraph conquered physical distance, it couldn't capture the sound of a person speaking. Alexander Graham Bell was a young teacher in Boston who believed there was a way to send more than just clicks through a wire. Growing up with a mother who was nearly deaf, Bell spent his life studying the mechanics of sound and how the human ear processes vibrations. He wasn't alone in this pursuit. Scientists across Europe and America were locked in a high-stakes competition to create a speaking telegraph that could transmit complex audio. The first person to successfully patent a working design would earn the rights to the most valuable communication infrastructure of the coming century. Bell's laboratory in Boston was the site of years of grueling scientific experimentation. He worked surrounded by batteries, coils of wire, and chemical beakers, searching for a way to turn speech into electricity. He partnered with Thomas Watson, a skilled mechanic who could take Bell's theoretical sketches and turn them into physical, working prototypes. Their goal was to capture the physical waves created when a person speaks and translate those movements into a consistent electrical current. Bell used a thin metal disc called a diaphragm. When sound waves hit the disc, it vibrated, causing a nearby magnet to induce a changing electrical signal in the wire. That signal traveled to a second diaphragm at the other end of the wire. The electricity forced that disc to vibrate in the exact same pattern, recreating the original sound waves for a listener. Achieving this required a level of electrical precision that many of Bell's contemporaries thought was impossible. These patent diagrams show his specific method for maintaining the integrity of the voice signal as it moved through the circuit. By March 1876, Bell and Watson had spent years on failed trials. The pressure was mounting to prove that their theoretical design could actually function in a real-world setting. On March 10th, Bell accidentally knocked over a beaker of battery acid, which began to burn through his workbench. Without thinking, he leaned toward his experimental transmitter and called out for help. "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." In a different room, Watson heard every word clearly through this receiver. It was the first time in history that a full, intelligible sentence had been transmitted over a wire. The accidental spill provided the proof they needed. In that moment, human speech had successfully bridged the gap between two separate rooms without anyone having to shout. Initial audiences were so shocked by the technology that many accused Bell of being a ventriloquist or using hidden tubes to fake the demonstrations. Once the technology was proven, it scaled with incredible speed. Within years, workers were installing massive utility poles and thousands of miles of copper wire to link neighborhoods and cities. These early networks relied on manual switchboards. To make a call, you spoke to an operator who physically plugged a cable into a slot, connecting your line to another person's home. This physical network transformed how businesses and governments functioned, allowing for immediate coordination across distances that previously required days of travel. Today, we carry pocket-sized supercomputers that do far more than transmit voice calls. We use them for video, data, and instant global navigation. This entire ecosystem exists because Bell refused to abandon his experiments, despite years of silence from his prototypes. His specific question, asking if a human voice could be converted into an electrical current, created the foundational technology for the connected world we live in now. Bell's success shows that the most significant technological shifts are rarely accidents. They are the result of asking a precise question and spending many long years in the laboratory to find the answer.